Hey everyone, my name is Sophie from Sophisticated Organization. Welcome to another Sophisticated Saturday where together we work through my to-do list, which we are about to make right now, and get things done around the house. I am going to talk you through what we have planned today. See if I can remember my plans and write it out at the same time. I know I want to work out. I put on my workout clothing so I would be ready to do that. Probably will do that at the end. I was going to try a cookie recipe. What else? Oh, pack a new gym bag. So pack gym bag. I also have a baby gift. I am going to get ready for a friend who just had a baby. I want to get some of the basement craft supplies cleaned up. Basement crafts. What else? Oh, the mudroom is a mess. And I don't know, we'll just say clean up, because we always need to clean up, with a little exclamation point there. So that is the basic list. We'll see if I'm able to get all of this done, maybe more than this done. But with that, I think we should get going. So this gift that I'm making is for one of my friends that just had a baby not that long ago, and I am going to be visiting her over Labor Day, so I actually have a little bit of time before I need to give her this gift, but the water bottles just showed up, and I am going to make them customized and personalized for her new son, who also has the name Henry, just like our baby, and for her daughter. And the reason I chose to do these water bottles, because obviously this is not a traditional baby gift, is because she has an older daughter and felt like she didn't need absolutely anything. And every time we would talk on the phone, she would say, I just don't need any more clothing. I already have so much clothing. And she gets a lot of hand-me-downs from her sister, or she didn't need any more baby gear. So I did send her some crinkle books for her baby a while ago. And then I am now, since I'm going to see her in person and see her daughter, I want to give her daughter a little gift. And then I'm going to do just the matching water bottle. It's obviously not something he's going to be able to use for a while. And then I also got some body care items for her, because I thought about the fact that if she's truly saying she doesn't need anything baby gear wise, then who doesn't like a little bit of self-care for the mom? So I'm getting her just some body care items that hopefully she will like, in addition to these water bottles. And I just think it's cute having the matching water bottles for both kids, even though it might take a little while for her baby Henry to start being able to use it. Oh, and then I almost forgot. I will show you in a minute here when I'm cleaning up the living room, because I got one of the same things for my Henry, but I found this cute inchworm toy when I was at a little boutique here in Omaha, and I couldn't help myself but get one for her baby and for my baby, for both the Henrys. And it's just this cute little inchworm thing that hopefully they both like playing with. Here is the little inch worm that I was talking about. It kind of moves around and bends around a little bit. It's blue and green and yellow. But the living room was not as bad as it sometimes is, I guess I want to say. I had my recipe binders pulled out because I was doing a little bit of revamping of my recipe binders, and I'm going to show you that in a minute. I have made a lot of recipes recently, and my goal is when I make recipes that I like, then I translate it into the digital version that I have on my computer and then print it out and put it into my recipe binders, and am trying to make these as clean looking as I can and have them be just the absolute family favorite recipes. If you do want to do this for your recipe binder as well, you want a big revamp, I have in my Etsy shop a template. It's very, I think, reasonably priced. So if you do want a template and you want to build out your own recipe binder, it has like all the divider pages to it. It has different versions of the actual recipe sheets, whether you want to do full sheets or half sheets, all of that stuff. And it's really been working out well for me. I just haven't taken the time to put some of the recipes that I want to keep in recipe binders into a cleaned up digital version because I don't know. I just let it build up a little bit. Sometimes I do it at the end of every week. Sometimes I do it after every recipe, but I think it's been a few weeks since I've done this. So they've built up a little bit, but that's okay. I decided to watch the new documentary on Simone Biles on Netflix. At least I think it's new. I've been very caught up in all of the Olympics. I've been watching every single night. The Olympics are on. I get the kids put to bed, and usually they get to bed. It airs, the prime time starts at 7 o'clock, and so I get the kids usually to bed like 7:30 or so. Sometimes it gets pushed back. Sometimes it's a little bit earlier, but I've just been recording it and then I rewind and start the Olympics every single night, and Jim and I have really been enjoying that. So I watched, I think it was a 2-part series on Simone Biles, and just plowed through it today while I was getting stuff done because I always like having a little bit of background noise so I'm not completely in silence or bored while I'm cleaning and getting other stuff done around the house. So I was also doing a little bit of meal planning here. You'll see I got put away the new sheets that I printed out, and then I have all of these magazine recipes that I haven't done anything with. So I'm going through and trying to figure out which ones are ones that I potentially want to try making, and then specifically, or more specifically, trying to figure out which ones are recipes that I want to try making in the next 2 weeks. For today's recipe, I am going to be making these air fryer peanut butter cookies. There's actually no flour in it. It's just peanut butter. I am going to just whisk an egg in my bowl here. I love that this seems like it's going to be really easy. Full disclosure, I have never made this recipe before, so we are testing it out together. I didn't want to take out my mixer. I just wanted something quick with ingredients I had on hand, and this definitely fits the bill. So with that one egg, I am adding in a cup of creamy peanut butter, and I'm kind of at the end of the peanut butter, so there's a little bit of peanut butter at the very bottom that's kind of hard, but hopefully it'll still mix in just fine. Yeah, this is like the absolute end of the peanut butter there. And then I'm gonna add in a third of a cup of brown sugar. This recipe seems so easy. Like I said, we'll see. Okay, third of a cup of brown sugar. Scoop that in. And then a pinch of salt here, as well as, let's see, I'm just gonna kind of pinch, a half teaspoon of baking soda and a teaspoon of vanilla. Then we're gonna mix all of that together and mix in a third of a cup of chocolate chips. Okay, so these cookies you air fry, like I said, and it says that you can put some tinfoil inside the air fryer. I've never done that before. I hope that's okay. Flatten them a little bit. It said it should be about 1.5 inches. And, oh goodness, these do kind of fall apart depending on where the chocolate chips are. I have mini chocolate chips that might be better for this, just so they don't take over the whole cookie. But you are going to air fry them at 350 degrees for 5 to 7 minutes, it says. So I will check back and let you know about how long it took me, and we will do a taste test in just a minute. While round 1 of the cookies are in the air fryer, I am going to multitask and use that time to refresh the mudroom, which has been an absolute disaster recently. Owen has a lot of stuff all over the place. We're getting to that point where things are transitioning a little bit. We're starting to need some light jackets in the morning, and we still had blankets here for when Henry was an baby during the winter. And I guess sometimes during the cooler weather, or warmer weather, I guess, we would lay him out on a blanket, but he doesn't really need those blankets as often as he did before. We used to use them all the time, that he would constantly be going through them. They'd always be dirty because we were using blankets every time we'd leave the house, and we just don't need that anymore with him being older and the weather being pretty nice out. So I put those back upstairs. He did need some new diapers to bring to daycare, so I got those ready to go in his cubby. Shoes are everywhere. I fully acknowledge we probably have way too many shoes for Owen. He is kind of in between sizes, so some of these are the size that he's just about to size out of. He just got some new shoes, so there's some shoes that are just a little bit big on him. And then you'll see I unpacked some Magnetiles. Those were hiding away from our trip from Minnesota that my family got for him, and I'm just going to continue to hide those away, but hide them in the basement for him. Okay, I just did a little taste test. They are delicious. I would say this is a great cookie if you're trying to whip up something really quickly for your family. If you have a sweet tooth and you want to make some cookies, but you don't want to go through the ordeal of making like traditional cookies with a mixer, getting the oven going and all of that stuff. I will say they are very crumbly. I'm sure you noticed that as I was taking them out of the air fryer. I did this first batch for 7 minutes. I'm gonna keep eating it. It's so good. It's nice and warm and squishy right now. I didn't really let it cool. 7 minutes, it seems like as it's going to dry, it's gonna get a little bit harder. So I think the next batch I'm gonna try 5 minutes and see how that goes. But I would just play around with kind of the type of texture of cookie that you like and how your air fryer works. Okay, so I need to get all of this craft stuff together. Owen has been a little bit more into coloring recently. So we had some of this stuff pulled out. Like I had some coloring pages I printed out for him. He got to meet police officers and they gave a coloring book. I have this little journal with his name on it. So I have all of that stuff. And we've also been playing a lot with Play-Doh. I have some Model Magic. I have to grab the rest of the Play-Doh supplies, but I want one of these bins to be for Play-Doh. I had one for crayons, one for these pom-poms, and then one I just, where did that pom-pom go? And then one I have just so many random things in here, knowing that I was going to organize it. Same with the lid here. And I'm thinking it would be better to have crayons in one and markers in the other and get the pom-poms and have like miscellaneous art supplies in one of these bins. So I think I'm gonna do some quick rearranging. Also, I would love to hear from experienced parents if there's a huge difference between washable markers and non-washable markers, because some of these markers I have are not washable. So I'm a little hesitant to put them somewhere where they're readily accessible if they are not washable. I also know there's a thing that is washable crayons, and I don't think any of my crayons are the washable crayons. They're just regular acrylic crayons. So I think I'm actually dump these in with the others. Then I have stickers in here, random buttons. I have so many googly eyes. So let's try and get this organized. Now, I'm not saying I made this organization perfect because, again, I think our craft situation is going to fluctuate quite a bit in the next few years as we have kids that are starting to do more crafting projects. Like, we don't even have kids' scissors, and I know we should probably be working on using scissors with Owen at this point. So there's a lot of things that might change, but I just really like how a lot of these different containers and boxes are pretty versatile. The clear acrylic ones you can use, like I did, for small craft objects or for pens, pencils, markers, all of that stuff. And then these bins that I love so much from Amazon can be used for any number of different things. So they'll probably rotate through. You'll see I'm not adding labels to anything because I know that this system is probably going to change quite a bit again in the next few years or even next months. One category that I know I want to use one of these bins for, even though we don't have that much stuff, is for Play-Doh. Owen is already Play-Doh obsessed. I did just buy him a new Play-Doh set, so this bin is pretty empty right now, but I do anticipate it will fill up a little bit more. Okay, so I am just hopping on the treadmill here. I'm gonna get a quick walk, jog, workout in. I think we accomplished a lot today. Obviously the day is not over yet, but I got a great amount of stuff done. I finished that to-do list, and I am feeling like I can relax the rest of the day. So thanks for joining for another Sophisticated Saturday. If you did enjoy, please give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and until next time, I will see you all later.